Hello, today we are going to look at negative numbers and do different operations with them. So let's have a look at some examples. As you see, I have created here a grid. I like grids because you can compare different operations with negative numbers in this case and in general, and you see the differences and similarities so that you don't make the mistakes. So here we have adding two negative numbers, adding one negative and one positive, and then we have subtracting two negative numbers and subtracting one negative and one positive. So adding two negative numbers, imagine the number line here, okay, with a 0, and it says -3 plus -5. Now, plus -5, sometimes -5, so negative numbers, you'll see them in brackets like this one. Sometimes you can see plus -5, so two operations next to each other without any brackets. So it could look like this, which is absolutely fine. So plus -5 is going to look like this. Okay, so both of them are the same thing. Now, plus -5 means -3 minus 5, -3 minus 5. So we are on -3. So if you imagine the number line, we are on -3, so we are here, right there. -5 means making 5 jumps backwards. And so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8. So we land at -8. We land here, -8. So the answer is -8. So when you take away a negative number, whatever number you begin with, you make jumps backwards. And then -24, take away 7. Again, if you imagine, if you are on -24, somewhere on -24, somewhere here, for example, -7, you make 7 jumps backwards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And so you are going to land on number -31, -31. So if you look at the answers, it looks like you minus, so when you take away two negative numbers, it looks like you adding actually the numbers without the negative signs. So it's like 24 plus 7, 31, but then add the minus to the answer. So if this makes you remember adding two negative numbers quicker, or use the number line idea. So this works for adding negative numbers or taking away two negative numbers. So let's have a look at the add one negative and one positive. The same strategy. So you are going to be on -3. So 1, 2, 3, -3 here, -3 plus 5. Now in this case, plus 5 means making 5 jumps forward. So to the right of the number -3, yeah, the number beginning with. So 1, 2, 3, and then another one 4 here is 1, and then another one 5. So there you go. So we land here at number 2. The answer is going to be 2. -11 plus 7. So we begin on -11. -11, let's say -11 somewhere here, and this is 0. Plus 7, we make 7 jumps forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you are going to land on number -4. So the answer is going to be -4. Okay, now when you subtract two negative numbers like this one here, -3 minus -5. Now minus minus, when two minus signs are next to each other, that means plus. So this one is the same as -3 plus 5. So this stage of the operation, it's worth it. So just put it there just in case you don't make the mistake. So -3 plus 5, and again, imagine the number line. You are on -3, you do 5 jumps forward, so you're going to land on number 2. And -13 minus -17, it is the same as -13 plus 17, and so the answer is going to be 4. Okay, so the more you do examples like this, the quicker you realize how to add or take away negative numbers, and the easier it becomes. Now, -3 minus +5. This is the same as -3 minus 5. So a negative and a positive here, they make a negative. So -3 minus 5, again, think of the number line, -3 minus 5 to 5, jump backwards. So the answer is going to be -8. And -20 minus 15. So -20 minus 15, have a look at this one. You are on -20 and you do -15. So you do 15 jumps backwards. And you are, of course, are going to land on number -35. So this is how we do additions or takeaways, add or take away negative numbers and positive numbers. So add and take away. Now, when we multiply or divide with negative numbers, and then this is what is going to happen. Okay, so again, I've done here 4 different scenarios with negative numbers, so multiplying two negative numbers, and then multiplying one negative, one positive, or vice versa, dividing two negative numbers here, and dividing one negative by one positive, and vice versa. Right, multiply two negative numbers. Remember, minus times minus. So when you multiply two negative numbers, the answer is always going to be positive. And when you divide two negative numbers, the answer is going to be always positive. And if we have minus times a number that is positive, the answer is going to come out as negative, and vice versa. And of course, divide a negative, sorry, it should have been a division, this one here. So divide a negative by a positive, the answer is going to be negative, of course, negative. All right, so remember this one. So two negative numbers, the answer is going to be positive. And this is only for when you multiply or divide two negative numbers. If you add two negative numbers, please refer to the first slide. So remember the number line strategy. So here we are, -4 times -4. So immediately put the sign, the answer is going to be positive. So plus 16. Same here, -6 times -8. Two negative numbers multiplying together, immediately the sign is going to be positive. So plus 48. So put the sign there, just in case that you are secure that you understand the rule. And then if you don't like the sign, then just write it like this, equals 48. Same here, one negative, one positive. So then straight away put the sign, the answer is negative. One positive with one negative, straight away put the sign here. The answer is going to be negative. So negative here, negative there, because you multiply two numbers with different signs. The same rule applies for divisions. You divide two negative numbers, the answer is going to be positive. So here we have negative divided by negative, then put the sign. The answer is positive. And then now divide 50 by 10, answer is 5. Positive 5, or simply 5, just a 5, if you don't like the plus in front of it. And then -80 divided by -10, I'm dividing two negative numbers, the answer is going to be positive, so positive 8. Now here, you divide a negative by a positive, again, the answer is negative straight away, so -5. Here you divide a positive by a negative, again, both numbers have different signs, the answer, the sign is going to be negative, so -5, just like that. Now, but there are cases when you just don't multiply or divide two numbers. So there could be cases when you divide or multiply more than two numbers, so numbers with different signs, such as the first one here. There's a few here, but the first one, -4 times -3. I mean, you can go for multiplying the first two numbers, okay? So I'm multiplying a negative and a positive, so the answer is going to be -4. So -4 times -3, please write this stage. It's worth it. It's worth it. Plus, I'm multiplying two negative numbers. So the answer is going to be positive 12 or simply 12. All right. So take it in steps. First stage and the second stage. just in case you don't count. Now, obviously, if you have an even number of negative numbers, the answer is going to be positive, but just in case you don't count, just go in order. Do the first two and then multiply the answer of the first two with the third one. So in the second case, we have -2 times 3 times -5, pretty similar to this one. So I'm going to multiply the first two numbers. The answer is going to be, of course, -6 times -5. And now in this case, I'm multiplying two negative numbers. The answer is going to be +30 or simply 30. Now here, what I have here, again, my two negative numbers are here at the back. So divide the first two and then divide the answer by the third one. So 60 divided by -3, both numbers are negative. Both numbers are different signs. So the answer is going to be negative, -20, and then divided by -5. So divided by -5. Now I'm dividing two negative numbers. The answer is going to be +4 or simply 4, right? Here, to the first two, 40 divided by -2, the answer is going to be -24. And then -24 divided by -4, dividing both of them together, two negative numbers, remember, the answer is going to be +6, just like that. So take it in steps with when you have a mixture of negative numbers, but always remember the first rules of multiplying or dividing negative numbers. So thank you very much for watching my steps. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.